Hi, this is Denise Levy. I'm an artist and designer. Today I'm going to show you how to put together this really cute fall tree card I designed. Okay, let's put this card together. I'm not doing a voiceover today, so we will see how that goes. So I've just cut all my pieces here, and I'm gonna just I like to get organized. I've got these three background layers, and we're just going to kind of work layer by layer. And I'm going to just get these pieces kind of dry fit before I start gluing them together. I just want to make sure I have everything going in the correct direction. So we have 3 trees. They are all different sizes, kind of going from large to the smallest. And yeah, so I've got this big orange tree here that goes in the very front, and I'm just going to fit that. That looks correct, and get his little trunk in place, and then I will set that tree aside. And then with that front piece we have the little leaves, the falling leaves here, and I will make sure that's correct before I start gluing. I have a cloud for this background layer, and then I have the small tree for the background layer, and that is the red in the background with the orange like that, and then the little trunk just nestles in there. And then we have this remaining tree. I think I have to flip that over so that fits, and then that trunk. Okay, so and that goes with that. All right, so we're going to work from back to front here. So I'm going to get the very back part of this card, and looks like I've got the clouds going this way. So I like to use this Barely Arts precision craft glue, and it comes with this precision tip, which makes application really easy for both large and small areas. I like to just put a little bit of glue on the bottom. This glue does dry fast, and so when I'm working with larger areas like this background, it just gives me that little bit of time to shimmy these pieces. With this background piece, what I like to do is just get these side flaps folded up, and that kind of shimmies that into place. And I design these background layers to just be a little bit narrower than this background piece. Otherwise, these flaps there's a little bit of resistance, and then you can have some buckling and whatnot. So you will see just a shade of white, but I think in the end you don't really see that, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a little bit more glue on top since I just had glue on the bottom. And then I have this little gray cloud here, and I have it kind of overlapping. I don't show you exactly where to put this, but remember, like I always say, this is crafting. It's supposed to be fun. It's not that serious. And also, this is your card. This is your project. So you might not have liked where I originally put this little gray cloud. So I'm just going to put that like that. And I used a little, as you saw, I used a little bit of foam adhesive there to get that cloud down, just to give us a little bit of dimension there. Now this tiny tree and hill will go on this back layer. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down like that, just so I can really get that lined up. And it gives me just a little bit more, ability to get that in place if I have to adjust it at all. Now I'm just going to go around. I'm just going to add just a little bit more glue. This glue is actually super strong. Okay, so now we're going to get this tiny tree down, and just going to make sure, because I often get things going the incorrect way. So that goes like that. And then I believe it goes this way. Yes, and then that. So I'm actually, now that I'm confident that I have this going the correct way, I'm going to use my little tweezers. I'm going to glue this. You could glue the red down and then glue the orange on top and work like that. Sometimes with these little pieces, I kind of like to do it separately before I get it on the background, because you can see that I can really, with my fingers here, I can really shift this and get this in the right place. And if it was already stuck down, that would be more challenging. So this is going to go like this way. Again, I'm going to use my tweezers. And get that, and that just nestles right in there. Okay, and I'm happy with that. Now, okay, I'm just thinking to myself, do I want to use foam adhesive? But we've already got, 2 layers plus another layer there of cardstock, so we've already got some good dimension going on. So I'm going to just glue this little tree down flat to the card. And when I'm filming, sometimes it's really hard to get over the card, so I can't really tell if I've got it in the right position, but that looks good to me. And now the back layer is done, so we are going to move on to this middle layer. Okay, so the middle layer has this grass little hill, and I show you where to put that little guy. And so let's just get that. Let's just get that in place right away. Okay, there we go. And now I just want to make sure that I've got this tree going the right direction. So it's like that. And again, I'm going to build this tree instead of on the card. I'm going to build it off the card so I can really pick up the piece and make sure I've got everything going the correct, not everything going the correct direction, rather that I've got it lined up, because I can pick it up and really move it around with my fingers if I need to. And I normally need to. Okay. Sometimes if you go from the back, you can see where it's not quite lined up, but it does not have to be perfect. Pretty sure nothing I make is perfect. Okay, now we're going to get this little trunk with the little branches on here and get that. I do want to get this lined up down there as best I can. Okay. And then that is going to go right here. And I am going to pop this up. Why not? I bought these little foam circles on Amazon, and they are the thinnest foam adhesive I think I've ever worked with. But with these cards, it's been kind of nice. At first I was like, what in the world? But I can double them up. They add just kind of the right amount of dimension. Just making sure I didn't get that so it's showing. And I just cut one in half so I could get that trunk also lifted up. And now we will get this little tree. In place, and I'm not actually super happy with that. So I'm going to try to carefully bring this up. Arg. Okay. Just sometimes when you're filming and there, that's better. When you can't just completely get over it. Okay. No more excuses. All right. The middle layer is now complete. So I'll set that aside. And then we have this front layer. Now there's not a sentiment on this card. I think it'd be really lovely to, you could just handwrite the word thankful or give thanks or thinking of you. Just, a variety of sentiments. I don't know. I just didn't have one certain sentiment in mind. And I think that is actually a really nice card if it's just also just left blank. And then you can, on this back layer, you can write a little message back there if you want, or you could write a little message, in the little space. I guess there's not a ton of space on this one, the front, but yeah. All right, so let's get this little tree, our last tree, complete here. And you could also adjust these colors if you wanted. Maybe you didn't want it to be fall. Maybe you wanted to just do bright shades of green, and send this like in the spring or in the summer. I think that would be great. Or maybe you wanted to do more of a brighter red, or different shade of orange. I think that would be really nice. I went with more of a deeper red, but that's totally up to you. And that's what's great about these cards. They are totally customizable. So I'm going to get this in place, and I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. I am going to glue this one down just flat to the card. You could pop it up if you wanted. How did I do? That looks pretty good. All right, so now we have this little leaf cluster, and I want to make sure that I've got this going in the correct. It has to be like this, right? And then this goes here, so it has to go like this. It did not look right when I was just doing the brown. Good grief. Sorry about that. I don't know. I swear sometimes I just get a little topsy-turvy. And I designed this card, so it's just really kind of silly. But anyway, we got it. And that looked good there. So this happens to me a lot. I think I've filmed enough of these now that I'm really not nervous, but still, you know, I'm not just sitting here putting it together. I am taping. All right. What do I think about this one? And yep, that looks good. Get that down. And like that. And then I'll get glue on the back of that. And then we'll get this in place. Okay. Those 3 little leaves, that was just so challenging. Good grief. Okay. All right, so now we're going to put this card together. And if you've never put one of these together before, you might think, oh boy, this looks really complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. So I've already folded these flaps up when I was putting this blue down, and now I'm just going to fold these tiny little flaps in. And then I'm going to take my middle layer and I'm going to fold 1 flap forward and 1 flap back. So as you can see there, you have 1 coming up and 1 going back. So I'm going to take this one that's coming up, and this is a time where I am going to put glue all over. I'm going to line up this flap with that bend in the card and get that as straight as I can, and then I'm going to make sure that I'm lined up here on the bottom, and I'm going to hold that for a couple seconds, and then I'm going to get glue on this other flap that's now just flat because the cards collapse this way, and I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to hold that for a couple seconds. And like I said, this glue does dry pretty fast, and then I will fold it up, and you will see that that's together. Now this front piece is going to glue to these little flaps that are folded in. So I'm going to put glue first on the one on the left. I can get this picked up. And then I'm going to get that. And I want to make sure that it's lined up here on that edge and also on the bottom of the card. That looks pretty good. So now I'm going to get glue on this side and get that lined up. Oops. It's just a little awkward when you're holding it and lining up. It's not difficult. You can also collapse it and press and then this card is complete, and I just think this is a really sweet little card. Like I was saying, great to send this fall with words of thanks or happy Thanksgiving or all the things. And you could even make this as a decoration for your home. As you can see, it stands up, and your recipient could put it next to their desk or on a kitchen counter or a little shelf. So I think it just makes a really sweet little gift. And again, you could write your message here on the back or something here on the front. That is it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support of my art. If you purchase this card, thank you so much. If you're interested in purchasing this card, it is available on my website and the Silhouette Design Store. All those links are in the notes of this video and in my profile. And also thank you so much for watching here on YouTube. I am trying to grow my YouTube channel, so I sure do appreciate any likes or any follows here on YouTube. Thanks again and have a great day. Bye.